Welcome to the gym. My name is Saf Kiriakou. This is one of my MuscleWorks gyms. We've been in this premises for the last 12 years. MuscleWorks has been going for over 25 years, but this is here for 12 years. Today what we're going to do is we're going to go around, watch people train, and try and correct their form. Basically try and save time and effort that people are wasting a lot of in the gym doing things wrong. Okay, Richie, where are you training today?
I'm training chest today, Sav.
Okay, let me see how you're doing your set, and then we'll go from there. Okay, come on. Okay, put it back. Okay. The problem is that to stimulate the muscle, you have to train it fully. You have to contract the muscle fully. Because you're using a bit more heavy weight than you should be using, it wasn't coming all the way down, which means the muscle wasn't contracting. What happens with that? You're wasting a lot of energy because you're not actually stimulating the muscle, and at the same time you're running the risk of getting an injury in your front delt and even your elbows. And this is the most common mistake and the most common injury that anybody that trains with weights has, is doing heavier than they should. I mean, your main objective is to get bigger muscles, yeah? And to train your muscles. So we're gonna do it again, but you're gonna do it the way I tell you to do it. And when you finish the set, I want you to tell me the difference between the way you did it firstly, how it felt, and how it feels after we do it my way, okay? So what we do is, we take a 10 off and put a 5 on. Basically, we're reducing the weight by 40%, all right? Okay, grip the bar the way you hit it before. Okay, I want the bar to come in the middle of your chest. Your elbows have to be out, okay? And I want the bar to touch your chest, but I want it to be done in a smooth manner. No explosiveness, no nothing, okay? Let's go. All right. Let it touch your chest. That's it. 1. Don't explode up. Let it, as it's coming down, you go up smooth again. Don't let momentum take over. Your muscles have to do all the work. Okay. All right, turn around. You're sweating even more now. You're breathing even deeper, and you did the same amount of reps. First of all, do you know why you're breathing deeper? You're breathing because you involve more muscle fibers, and this is what you're trying to achieve. Involve more pectoral muscles to make them get bigger and stronger. So, because they require more oxygen, you're breathing deeper, even if you did exactly the same reps as you did before. How did the pecs feel?
I felt like I worked them much more.
They felt like burning.
Due to the bar being lower to my chest, I feel like I was working a lot.
All right. The problem we have now is going to be hard for you to go back to doing it lighter, because your ego, and this is the biggest problem everybody has, the ego takes over and that messes everything up.
It's true.
But you've worked your pectoral muscles more now in this set than you did in your last 3-4 sets that you did.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. For the help, yeah?
You see, it's very simple. It's not as complicated as people make out to be. We have to learn to listen to our muscles, to what we're doing. Is so, I mean, if I said it's so simple, obviously it is a little more complicated than simple, but it's easy for everybody to just slow down what they're doing, control what they're doing, listen to their muscles, feel what they're doing, and forget their ego. Ego should be left at home, locked up in your cupboard at home. Don't bring it out with you. Your main objective is to get bigger, stronger muscles, then that's what you should be doing. Not picking up heavier weights not stimulating the muscle at all, having to spend more time than you need to by making volume training to try and improve. You improve up to a point, and then after that you cannot improve, because the biggest problem with volume training is you cannot recover. You cannot recover naturally because it's too much overload. So you'll end up getting to a certain point, and then after that nothing happens. Jamal, what are you training today, man?
Chest.
Chest, okay.
Yeah.
I want you to do it the way you normally do it. Hopefully you're doing it correctly, but if you do a bit wrong, I'm going to come in, show you how to do it, and then you tell me how I felt after I showed you how to do it, okay? Let's go. So you're doing flies, yeah? Okay, let's go. So far so good, don't worry. A couple of things we can tweak to make it better, don't worry. Okay, how many reps you did with that weight? You done 10. Why did you stop at 10? You see, this is the problem. It starts from the beginning. When you've been taught how to train, it's easier for the trainer to say, do 3 sets of 10, do 5 sets of 10, okay? And it's wrong in a way. In the beginning it works because your body is not used to this extra workload, so the muscle gets stimulated. But after a while, the muscle can only get stimulated by pushing it to the point of cannot do anymore. Okay? So, and that's called intensity. Intensity is the amount of workload that you can do in a specific amount of time. Okay? And how much stimulation it can create in that specific amount of time. See, your main objective is to create as much stimulation as possible from every set that you do. And when you do that, you can do a lot less sets, you can spend a lot less time doing nothing, basically, and achieving more. Okay? 2 things. When you're doing your flies, I want you to do it again the same way. I want you to bend your elbows a little bit more as you're coming down and go a little bit lower. But one thing I need you to do is to slow down everything, the positive and the negative. Control it. Imagine I'm a music conductor and I'm doing the music and I'm going, it's monotone music, so it's the same. It's not fast and slow. So the movement is like this. Imagine that in your mind, that's the way it's got to be. So as you're doing your set, you're doing it in a nice, slow, controlled way. And trying to connect your mind with your muscle. And that's what you're going to try and do now, okay? Let's go. Bend your elbows a little bit more and come a slightly bit more lower. And when you go to the top, I don't want you banging the dumbbells together. I want you to touch them as if you're kissing your girlfriend. And stop when you can't do anymore. Don't rush. Slowly up. Kiss. Tell me when they're burning.
Yeah, it's burning.
They're burning. Carry on. You got strength still. Okay. You see, when I asked you if it's burning, you said it's burning, but you still had strength to do another 2-3 reps.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You have 2 different types of failures. Okay? What I'm going to say now is it's never been written before. It's called muscular failure and strength failure. Okay? And to understand that's exactly what you just did now. Strength failure came a little bit after muscular failure. Basically, you was feeling the burning first, but you still had the strength to do another 3-4 reps before you run out of strength. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay? You did more or less the same amount of reps that you did before, but you did them slower, more control. And you know, sometimes you might have to reduce the weight a little bit, but the muscles don't know that, because in reality it's the muscles that are supposed to be moving the weight. Not momentum, not tendons, no ligament strength and tendon strength, no explosiveness. Your main objective is to increase your strength in your muscles, size and strength, okay? So the only way to do this is by creating that hypertrophy. And to do that, this is what you gotta do. It doesn't have to be once a week or twice a week. It has to be days. At least every 4 or 5 days. The longest is 5 days. After 5 days, you know, you gotta train it by the 5th day, the same body part. Then you're not running the risk of losing what you've gained. Do you understand? And wasted a lot of energy because you was doing things wrong. So,
thanks a lot.
I hope you do it.
Cheers.
Bradley, what are you training?
Triceps today.
You're doing triceps, yeah? Okay. I want you to do exactly like you normally do it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch how you're doing it. And hopefully you're not doing it wrong. But if you're doing it wrong, I'm gonna correct you. And then you do it the way I tell you, and then you tell me how it felt after you did it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Okay. Yeah. All right. Did you feel it or okay? All right. I'm gonna 2 things. First of all, when you're using the rope, it's a little bit harder to contract the muscle because really your tricep muscle contracts when you lock it at the bottom. Okay. When you're dealing with the rope, it's a little bit hard to contract, so you end up not contracting it properly unless you excessively make effort. Let me show you how I would have liked you to have done it. So when you go to the bottom, you make sure you collect it slowly up, and as you go down, you open and you press, nice and smooth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can I change the bar? And can I change this and put a bar on there? And I want you to do with the bar as well. All right. When you're dealing with the bar, because it's more of a natural movement, you can contract the muscle more, okay? So you do it still the same movement. As you go down, you don't stop there, you make sure you contract it. And one thing you must never do is you mustn't go like, because when you're doing that, the muscle is not actually doing a lot of the work. The tendons and ligaments and momentum is doing the work. Okay, I'm going to put a bit more weight because the bar counterweighs more than the. I'm going to put one more block. I want you to do it. Do it again and do it the way I just showed you. Make sure you get it here. Okay. I'm using a slightly bent bar because it's more of a natural thing for the wrist. Okay, more comfortable. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Actually, physically see your muscles now. Your tricep muscle actually contracting more. That's it. Don't rush it. How did that feel? Show that more, yeah? I know, I can see a smile on your face. Okay, you see, changing things a little bit, not excessively, but by doing that little change, that little 3-4% extra creates a better stimulation, and that's what you're trying to achieve. You want to stimulate the muscle as quick, as soon as possible, without having to do set after set after set, and wasting a lot of energy for nothing. Thanks for watching this episode of The Gym. Hopefully it's been very informative and we've managed to teach you a few things on form and way of doing things so you can save yourself a lot of time. If you go to the muscleworksgym.com, you see all the sites of Muscleworks gyms. Hopefully we'll see you next time.